Hi guys, so on Wednesday the Labour leader Keir Starmer sent out a very strong message to the left-wing support base within his party. Unite behind me or there's the door. Sir Keir was also asked about the fate of the former leader Jeremy Corbyn, and Starmer was adamant he will not stand as a Labour candidate at the next general election. Now, Diane Abbott, a strong supporter of Jeremy Corbyn, was interviewed by the newsagent's podcast, where she dropped something of a bombshell regarding her former leader. Have a listen to this.
What do you remember, Diane, of Keir's relationship with Jeremy when he was in the shadow cabinet? I do recall Keir Starmer calling him a colleague and a friend in the leadership election. What was your recollection of that time?
Well, they had a perfectly good relationship as far as I knew, a perfectly friendly relationship. The only thing that they differed on was that Jeremy, in his heart of hearts, is a Brexiter, and Keir Starmer at that point was passionately pro-European.
You think he was in his heart of hearts a Brexiter?
Yeah, sure. I've known Jeremy a long time. Remember when, in the 80s, when both of us were sort of starting out in the party, Tony Benn, who was a huge hero to all of us, and a hero to the Labour Party grassroots, he was anti the EU. He saw it as a conspiracy of business people and so on. So that was a common view on the left in the 80s, and I think it's a view that Jeremy still held. But Jeremy's always been about uniting the party, and he knew most party members were pro-European. But himself, I would say, deep down, he was a Brexiter.
Do you think he voted Remain then, Diane? Or leave?
Oh, he would have voted Remain, because that was the policy of the party.
Yeah. But Diane, why wouldn't you be honest with your party if you were the leader and that was where you stood?
No. Jeremy, after all his years in the party, at the end of the day, is loyal to the party.
Wow. Okay. That was a bit of a bombshell, because I believe that she would say that she would not answer the question, or she wouldn't actually talk about the difference when it comes to the European perspective. Look, I think it's not a shock to many people that Jeremy Corbyn was a Eurosceptic back in the 1980s. And we don't know how he voted, because I don't believe he's ever said how he voted in 2016. But I find it strange how somebody would be a Eurosceptic and then vote Remain in 2016 and then be referred to now as a Brexiter or brexiteer. Because Diane Abbott said, in her own words, he is a brexiteer. Not he was, but he is. Which calls into doubt the fact that he voted Remain. Now she says, well, he voted Remain because that was the party line. But that was a referendum. It was not, you must vote this way because the party tells you. There was no 3-line whip or anything like that. There was no obligation on members of the party to vote a particular way in the Brexit referendum. It was not a parliamentary vote. So we don't know. We can speculate as to how he voted. If you look at his history, it's likely he voted to leave. I'm not saying we don't know. He's never come forward, as far as I know, to say which way he voted. But to drop, a bombshell like this on the same day as the current leader, Keir Starmer, has said that he will not allow Jeremy Corbyn to run as an MP or as a candidate for Islington North, I should say, is interesting. Now, once again back to the Brexit question, why is Jeremy Corbyn a supporter of Brexit today, considering the damage that Brexit has done? Like, we don't hear a lot about Brexit from Jeremy Corbyn today, which is interesting as well. I've yet to hear any left-wing arguments in favour of Brexit, especially today. There were some in the past where it said, yeah, the European Union is pro-business and not pro-worker. That was one of the lines, I think, and against nationalisation of industry. That was one that was presented by Mick Lynch, which was false, because we have For example, Scottish Water was nationalised when Scotland was a member of the European Union. Irish Rail is run by the state, and Ireland is currently a member of the European Union. So it's not a case of there's a left-wing Brexit and a right-wing Brexit. I think there's just a right-wing Brexit, a disaster Brexit, and a Brexit for racists and bigots. Well, I'm hoping that Jeremy Corbyn will come forward and clarify his position on Brexit, because Diane Abbott is sort of outing him as a Brexiteer, something that he's never said that he is. Very interesting. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.